Greetings. Elder Blacklight. You know, a lot of people claim to be saved. They claim to be on the right track. But they study involving themselves in the swamp of evil, in the snake pit called the United States of America. There's a lot of fake people that don't want to be truthful about the situation of what's really going on in Congress and in the United States and all around the world. It's about morality, y'all. It ain't about nothing else but morality. We're going to check out what Elijah says about why he wants to separate from this evil place. Sometimes I laugh and joke, but I don't smoke dope. I don't use heroin or coke. And most importantly, I don't play.
Your position, you were saying about the Negro doing things for himself, then you say the government must turn around and give him all this territory and operate it for him for 20 years.
We think the government is obligated. We have given her 400 years. And now we want to go for ourselves. How are we to get started for ourselves if the slave master is not willing to provide the means for us to go free for ourselves?
In your position on separation, did you feel that the Supreme Court made a mistake in 1954 when it ruled that segregation must end in the public school systems?
No, I don't say the government made a mistake by saying the kind of segregation that we have lived under should be terminated. I don't think she made any mistake there. But I do think the government is making a mistake now to try to hinder us from being separated, since we have already lived under segregation for the past centuries. Now we would like to be separated and live over here to ourselves, since we cannot get along with you in peace.
Let me take you into another area that we discussed at the opening of the show, Mr. Muhammad. That is your prediction in the book, The Message to the Black Man, that the whites and the non-whites inevitably must come to a war. Do you really feel that there must be a war between the races?
If you will not submit to the law of justice, freedom, justice, and equality, and submit to do good, certainly, this is the time that good confronts us to rule the people, and not evil. Your history teaches us that you have always warred. In Europe, there was once a 100-year war.
So, Chauvin's trials come to an end. He's found guilty. That's just one hill to climb. We got to climb the big mountain. It ain't over. The battle is not over. The war is not over. Because so many of us are attached to the swamp. So many of the black Congress people are attached to the swamp. So many of your entertainers are attached to the swamp. Just because Trump is out of office don't mean that It's over because it was happening before Trump was in office. What was happening before Trump was in office? The destruction of the black man was happening. When I say black man, I'm talking about the woman also. But we got to bring this to your attention so you can know who you really are. And so you say that it's not so. Well, watch this right here. We're going to show you how evil is connected with evil.
Jeffrey Epstein may be dead, but this story isn't. A shocking new report from the New York Times sheds light on the connection between Microsoft founder Bill Gates and the late Jeffrey Epstein. After Gates' name came up in connection with Epstein and MIT Media Lab, Gates gave a statement to the Wall Street Journal where he insisted he did not have any business relationship or friendship with Epstein. But new reporting from the New York Times outlines numerous meetings between Gates and Epstein and a conversation with Bill and Melinda Gates' foundation, a connection between their foundation and J.P. Morgan to set up a charitable fund that would financially benefit Epstein. You know what I want to know? Why? Joining me now, one of the New York Times reporters from this story, James B. Stewart, who is also the author of a new book I highly recommend, Deep State.
Now, you don't see people talking about what I'm talking about on a regular basis. They gotta wait till Epstein's name pop up in the news or Bill Gates pop up in the news. And if it's a hot topic in the news media, then you'll see people talking about it. Then after it dies down, you know, they don't talk about it. But yet still, Bill Gates is one who is suspected of having something to do with the COVID virus. Because he's talking about population control. And y'all brothers and sisters that follow me, if you be honest with yourself, most of y'all want success in America. It's like having success in hell. Because you don't want to be connected to the devil. You don't want to be in the hot seat. You don't want to live in a bed of fire, so you better listen. And I'm motivated by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I hope to motivate you to walk the straight path. Now, we're talking about war. You really can't feel it that you're in a war because they pick you off one at a time. You don't know who's going to be next. You might be traveling the road by yourself on your normal routine, doing the same thing you always been doing, and all of a sudden some police flashlights on you, and all of a sudden all hell breaks loose, and you say, well, they're going to be caught on camera. They don't care nothing about being caught on camera no more. You know, and the only reason why Chauvin is convicted is because Biden, you know, he wants the black people on his side. You know, he wants the black people on his side because they're getting ready to change over. America's getting ready to change over her system to a gunless, cashless society. And they need your cooperation, black man and black woman. and you cooperating. Black Lives Matter, they just an arm of the Democratic Party to hook black people. But you got so much immoral people governing and controlling the White House, homosexuals, you know, Satanists. So we got to hip you to this before, you know, we show you who you are. And hipping you to this, we going to show you who you are. Check this out. This is who you are.
Go in. Get ahead, brother. The floor is yours. Well, first of all, what this particular presentation is about, it's about how this environment, as we speak, is changing. Not only is it changing, but it's changing it's becoming less habitable for the European and more habitable for the original man, and we're going to go all into that. And before we go into that, we're going to go into the science of Asiatic. This is a word that has been misused. A lot of brothers call themselves the Asiatic black man. A lot of people don't really understand this term, and they have a problem when our great ancestors, such as the Messenger, such as Allah the Father, so even Noble Drew Ali, who taught that we were Asiatic. So you have brothers coming with whether or not we Asiatic, whether or not we African. When we go into the science of this word, we now going to have a deep understanding of what the term Asiatic means.